We are back at it. It is Tuesday, 17th day of June, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. Another good-looking day for us here in north central Washington. Very pleasant. A little windy this afternoon. For the most part, today is going to be borderline breezy to windy. It really depends what your personal definition of it is. We do have a fire weather watch that's going to be Wednesday evening into the Wednesday late afternoon through till about midnight. Tomorrow, there's a big low off the Gulf of Alaska that's going to feed us a few high clouds and feed us some wind. Eventually, that low is going to work its way down here to our neck of the woods, and things are looking cool, cloudy, and maybe a little wet for the weekend. We could use the rain, as you well know by now. So there's really a lot of weather to look at. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday are looking pretty good. Things start changing Thursday night. Friday, we'll see a dramatic drop in the temperature. In fact, we're going to see our afternoon high temperatures on Saturday and Sunday a good 10 degrees below where it should be, ironically enough, as we go into the first full weekend of summer. The summer solstice is Friday evening, 7-ish or something. I just drew a blank. Weather coming up, news, the latest on the search for Travis Decker. Not a lot in that department, but what information we have, we will pass along to you in the news segment. Sports, Logan Gilbert's back. He looked good. The Mariner offense didn't look so good. You know what that adds up to. And there were a lot of Red Sox fans at T-Mobile Park. If you watched the game last night, I know I did. We'll have that. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. The Apple Sox, by the way, didn't play yesterday. Now they have a couple of non-league games against the Dub C Fish Sticks at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They're based in West Seattle, by the way, in case you're curious about that. And live here in the studio in the back half of the program, a couple of folks from the Rock Island area. Jim Zumini will be joining me. He is the treasurer and clerk for the city of Rock Island, and he's the one who's in charge of Rockfest, which is coming up on Saturday, the 28th of June, and also Jason, who runs the golf course out there in Rock Island. So we're talking a little Rock Island today, and they'll be live in our studio in the back half of the program. It's tour time. PTZs are fired up, and there we go. A few high clouds to the north, nothing really to, whoa, is that a bee? What was that? Get that out of there. Get away, get away. I don't want to get it mad, so it'll sting me. That's our Wenatchee Heights camera. Looking good. Of course, the foothills are still browning out in a big way. Nice view there from the Wenatchee Valley. These are the longest days of the year. 15 hours and 57 minutes of daylight. We're about 14 seconds longer than yesterday. Sunrise, 5:03 again. Sunset, 9 o'clock, a little past 9 o'clock. The longest day of the year is actually going to be on Friday, the day of the summer solstice. And the next day, Saturday, the first full day of summer, will be 8 seconds shorter than Friday. We're that particular. Camera number 2. Hopefully we won't have a beehive up there. Oh, Billy Goat. Looks a little hazy up there, a little cloudier to the north of us. That could be some residual smoke from the fire up Antioch way. There's a fire burning in very remote and rugged terrain about 30 miles up the Antioch. And my guess is that's where that haze is coming from. But on the other hand, as we mentioned before, that's a lot of real estate that you're looking at, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly how hazy and cloudy it is from that. That might make things look a little cloudier and hazier than it may be on the surface. Camera number 3. Ooh, oh geez, Hay Canyon, I want to say. We haven't used that one in a while. Good morning to Kashmir. A little bit later on this morning, Josiah and I are going to cruise on out to the fairgrounds. Talk to Chuck Egner. He's camping up there. The Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival is this weekend, one of the bigger music festivals around here. Way off in the distance is the East Wenatchee Bench from our Hay Canyon camera. Yesterday's high, by the way, 87. Our normal high, 78. And camera number 4. Back up to the Chelan Butte, looking almost due east. Kind of like southeast. If we move that camera to the left, you would see Chelan. You can see a little bit of the Columbia River in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. That's Waterville, way off into the distance. And again, a little hazy there because of the fire. We're still under the influence of a ridge of high pressure, but it's flat, and that allows the high clouds to float through as the little short waves pop in and out in the north central Washington area. 3 slides to show for you. Yeah, 3. First of all, let's talk about the weekend. As I mentioned before, there's an upper level low in the Gulf of Alaska. It's going to influence our weather a little bit over the next couple of days. That's feeding all the short waves in, which is why we're going to have a little windy conditions here and there. But by the time we get to Friday, it's going to be here, and that's going to mean widespread showers. Snow level, believe it or not, could get down to about 5,000 feet in the Cascades. So if you're going way off into the hinterlands, if you're an outdoor enthusiast and you're going to hike up high into the mountains this weekend, you could get snowed on. It's certainly going to be chilly. Everybody's going to be chilly and cloudy, and hopefully a little bit of rain. It's Tuesday. We try to make a point of doing your Climate Prediction Center long-term forecasts. And here they are. We are likely to see our temperatures below normal for the period starting on Sunday, this Sunday, June 22nd through Thursday. As I mentioned before, this weekend is the first full weekend of summer. It's really not going to feel that way. It's going to feel more like mid-spring as opposed to the first day of summer. So we're leaning below our normal temperatures this time of the year, and as far as precipitation, leaning above a little bit of precipitation. But keep in mind, in June, we're usually pretty dry, and July, whatever rain we get normally is a pop-up thunderstorm when we get some unsettlement in the atmosphere. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. We're way behind on our annual rainfall. It's getting a little unsettling, if you ask me. In detail from the National Weather Service, sunshine today, about 85, just a couple of degrees cooler than what we got to yesterday. Tonight, a little on the breezy side. Wind out of the west about 8 to 13 miles an hour. Gusts pushing to 20 miles an hour. Windiest part of the day today is going to be about 5 o'clock this afternoon till about 9 o'clock tonight. Most of the day Wednesday, there's not going to be any wind. It'll be a little bit cooler as some cooler air seeps in, but no real wind until we get to the late afternoon hours. We have a fire weather watch Wednesday afternoon at 5 through about midnight. What's a fire weather watch? That means 2 of the 3 elements that would require a red flag warning are present. The one thing that's missing is hot weather. So it's going to be very, very dry as far as relative humidity is concerned on Wednesday night. It's going to be very, very windy, but it's not going to be real warm. So they call those fire weather watches. Not quite as important as a red flag warning. Thursday, very pleasant. Again, a little bit of wind, but not much. For Juneteenth, we'll top off at 80, and then everything changes on Friday. Certainly by Saturday, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sun. We have a chance of rain on Saturday. Very chilly for this time of the year. The first full day of summer, we're only going to get to 66 degrees, and our normal high is 79. Then we warm up on Sunday and Monday. All right, that's your forecast. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with your news on this Tuesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
High clouds, a little smoky to the north of us. We're at 63 degrees. We'll be mid-80s again today. A little bit of late afternoon wind. We'll deal with a little bit of wind on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday looks pleasant, and then the bottom drops out with some cool and pretty cloudy weather for the first weekend of summer. It's 10 minutes after the hour. Authorities believe that accused child murderer Travis Decker is still at large, and the focus of the search for Travis Decker may have shifted from Chelan County to neighboring Kittitas County. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office said on Sunday its tactical response team remains active in areas near the boundary of Kittitas County and Chelan County. That's close to where Decker's last believed to have traveled. The 32-year-old former Army member is charged with the kidnapping and murder in the deaths of his 3 daughters, 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton. Their bodies discovered on June 2nd in a National Forest campsite west of Leavenworth. Decker is believed to have disappeared on foot into the Cascades. Anyone spotting Decker urged to call 911 immediately. A $20,000 reward is still out there. If he's captured, the girl's family will hold a public memorial service in their memory on Friday night at Rocky Reach Dam Park, just north of Wenatchee. Work is underway to build the new Center for Technical Education and Innovation. It's a landmark investment for Wenatchee Valley College. The college broke ground on the project last week at a ceremony that saw attendance from state representatives, elected officials, business leaders, and the greater Wenatchee Valley College community. It's a 70,000, or will be a 70,000 square foot, $50 million facility. It'll equip, train, and prepare students entering the skilled trades workforce in areas such as agriculture, automotive technology, computer technology, aerospace electronics, environmental systems, refrigeration technology, and more. Early estimates say the building should be done and ready to go in the fall of 2027. Governor Bob Ferguson has got to appoint somebody to be the new Superior Court judge for Okanogan County, and attorneys are lining up to apply. 6 lawyers, including a Wenatchee attorney and a former county prosecutor, have submitted applications to the governor's office. Holly Pedersen Duffy is a Wenatchee private practice attorney. She frequently practices in Okanogan County courtrooms. She's previously worked as a public defender in both Grant and Chelan counties. Another applicant, Arian Noma, was the Okanogan County prosecutor from 2018 to 2020 before resigning over what he called inadequate funding for the office. The other 4 hopefuls to be a new judge are from Okanogan, Ferry, and Stevens counties, who are seeking to replace Judge Robert Grimm, who announced last month he would leave the bench effective July 1st. An Eastmont High School senior won 3rd place in the Washington Apple Education Foundation's 2025 Year of the Apple contest. Emma Sotelo took home $250 for her piece entitled Wenatchee's Best Workers. The contest accepts art pieces from high school students in a wide array of artistic mediums, from colored pencils to pastels. The submitted pieces are evaluated by a panel of judges composed of representatives from Washington's tree fruit industry. In addition to her prize money, Sotelo earned Eastmont High School a $150 gift card for art supplies. The 1st and 2nd place winners went from Davis High School in Yakima and West Valley High School, just outside of Yakima. And as plans for a new and improved Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center take shape, the genealogy library that lives in the building's annex right next door, they're looking for a new home, perhaps. The library is run by a group of volunteers from the Wenatchee Area Genealogical Society. They call themselves the WAGs, and they put out a plea on social media saying they needed help finding a new location as they determine what their future looks like in the new museum space. We spoke with society representatives to learn more about what their library offers and what they need in a new building.
We've been part of here in the annex since around 1979, and they are undergoing a huge construction project. So we have been asked to find a new location. You know, obviously they're also having to move some things around. We have to find a new home for a while, and we aren't 100% sure if it will be temporary or permanent. We don't have confirmation either way yet. The situation is somewhat fluid. I believe they're still working on funding and things like that. For the organization, We offer like monthly educational programs. We do workshops that are open to members. So we have a membership and to the general public. As a board member, it's our goal to support the organization and to keep the resources that have been donated, that we've collected, open to the community. The whole purpose is to help people with their family history or genealogy research. And so our purpose is to, support people and not have it cost a lot. We like to keep it very affordable. And so we have a lot of volunteers who donate time to keep the library open, but also to lend us their expertise in research.
So one of the things we have is we have an entire obituary section. And that has the obituaries mostly from the Wenatchee World and the Wenatchee Daily World back before that. But it also has some of the outlying communities and their obituaries in there. So we have obituaries back to the 1890s. And we offer those, to people that are doing research. And then we have the city directories for Wenatchee. I think we have some as early as the 1930s. And that offers your address, your phone number, that kind of stuff. We do have phone books, we have yearbooks. So, and we have some local history. So we have a lot of by county where we have some local history. And then we go out and we have some states. So everybody came from someplace else. So we have some state books and stuff, people that did research and then said, I'm done with this, and donated it to the library. So, and then we also have countries, because people came from someplace else before they got here. So where was that place and what did they learn?
I mean, the dream would be to keep the same type of space and functionality that we have now. And that's really going to depend on community support. So we're flexible. We are currently partnering with the Wenatchee Public Library to be able to host, to utilize their conference room space, to be able to host our programs and offer those presentation workshops to the public and our membership there. So that's, one piece of the puzzle taken off. But we, we would love to keep a public access space so we could keep the library open. And again, digitizing is another huge piece of the work that we do. And so we need workspace, for volunteers to come in and archive those records. And then storage. We have, all of these are physical holdings that you're looking at, and down in the basement, there's some more file cabinets. So some of it we would need ongoing access to, so we can continue offering that service to look up for people. And then some could be put in storage until we knew where we were landing, our new permanent situation. The dream is to maintain, similar service, but recognizing we may have limited options and we'll have to be flexible at what is available.
That's what's making headlines on this Tuesday. If you're interested to know what's happening around here, and we know that you do, or else you wouldn't be watching, and we know that you watch. Talking about the evening news tonight. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the NCWLIFE Evening News, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If you don't consume television the traditional way, or you have a smart TV or a smartphone or a smart tablet, or you're just plain smart, you can watch the news via the World Wide Web. It'll be posted on our homepage, ncwlife.com. It'll be available on our YouTube page, and we'll put a link on our Facebook page right around 5 o'clock. We have an app too. If you haven't downloaded the app, there's the QR code right there. And of course, if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariner bats went cold again. Logan Gilbert's back, but he didn't get a lot of help. Red Sox got the better part of the game last night. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Sports at 22 minutes after the hour. Roman Anthony hit his very first major league home run. Lucas Giolito struck out 10 in 6 innings of work. Yeah, the Boston Red Sox beat the Mariners 2-0 last night, I should say. Sorry, it's a misprint. Logan Gilbert, making his first start since late April, gave up the 2 earned runs. He struck out 10, walked just 1, but the Mariners managed just 4 hits on the night, and they blew a chance in the third. They loaded the bases with nobody out with the top of the order coming up.
And a high fly ball. That's driven deep to right center. It's back there. She is gone. Home run, Roman Anthony. #1. Red Sox quickly on the scoreboard. What a moment for the kid. He gets to Logan Gilbert and knocks it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, he got a little two-seamer right here, 96 miles an hour. It's actually a really good pitch by Gilbert, up and away, just catches the corner, and Roman, he crowds the plate so he can really reach that pitch. You see how strong that kid is. Wow.
Duran at third. Ground ball and a diving play by Young. Bobbled it a bit. He will not get him, and a run scores. Duran in to touch home. 2-0 Boston. And when you put the ball in play, magical thing. 1-2. Got him. Well, you nailed it on that four-seamer, and he struck him out. That's a huge out for Giolito.
Take advantage of that aggressive swing and get above that barrel. That was perfectly executed.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down.
That's a filthy sequence right there, right? The fastball's up early. He buries the breaking ball in the mind of the hitter. You're thinking, here comes the fastball again. It looks just like it out of the hand, and look at that thing disappear down and in. That was a great pitch.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and he gets out of that. He leaves him loaded with 3 consecutive strikeouts.
An 0-2 breaking ball about 57 feet. Kyle Rowley couldn't hold back on that. To your point, a Houdini act.
Williamson, a long run for this. Wow! Ben Williamson reaching back behind his cape to make the catch.
Man, he covered a lot of ground. He essentially got to full speed, so you can kind of see him put everything he had into this. Couldn't quite slow down. You can see him have to reach back over his back to get it. Kind of overran it. An unbelievable play on that ball.
Incredible.
My back pocket.
0-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. That does it. Red Sox win it 2-0. A roll to.
Yeah, there were a lot of Red Sox fans in the ballpark last night. Afterwards, manager Dan Wilson said that Gilbert looked sharp in his return from the IL. He hurt his elbow back on April 26th.
Tough one tonight. In a low-scoring ball game, I thought Logan looked pretty sharp tonight coming out of the chute. 10 strikeouts in his 5 innings. I thought he had all his pitches tonight. I thought his slider was especially good tonight, had a good fastball. So really good to see him back out there and throwing the ball well tonight. I mean, he's had a lot of strikeouts, and, I think he really understands when he gets 2 strikes, he gets that mentality to really put him away, and he's got the weapons to do it. And, I thought tonight, seeing all his stuff tonight, he looked pretty sharp, and it was really good to see coming out of the IL. And offensively, we were able to get some traffic, just not able to get him in tonight. And it's something we've been able to do here, in this homestand, and just weren't able to get it done tonight. He did allow some base runners. He got a little wild at times, but, he moved that fastball around pretty well. He made some pitches when he had to, and he used his off speed pretty well too. His changeup, especially, he got a couple of key outs with that changeup. So he just, he's a veteran guy. He's been around. He knows how to pitch, and tonight he threw a pretty good ball game. Our defense has been so solid, and a nice play by Rowdy over at first on a backhand earlier in the ball game, and that was a really nice play by Ben to run it down. Cole makes a great diving stab, narrowly the guy's able to beat it out, but the defense has been outstanding.
Game 2 of the 3-game set tonight, 6:40. Brian Wu will start for the Mariners. The Red Sox will counter with Walker Buehler. Pretty light day in the scoreboard yesterday. Mondays usually are. The Mariners had a chance to gain a little ground on the Astros. They didn't. Astros lost to the A's 3-1, so the Astros continue to lead the division by 4.5 games. The Angels have snuck within 6.5 games. They shut out my Yankees with 1 run in the bottom of the first inning, and that was it. The final there was 1-0. Applesauce had yesterday off. They are still tied with Bellingham for first place in the West Coast League. There was just one game yesterday. Springfield beat Corvallis 4-3. The Dub C Fish Sticks, it's a non-leaguer, is one of these teams that they're out of Seattle, and they'll play anybody who wants to play them, essentially. It's the first of 2 games tonight and tomorrow at Paul Thomas Senior Field. First pitch is at 6:35. But again, as far as the standings are concerned in the West Coast League, tonight's and tomorrow's games don't count. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 27 minutes after the hour, the following holidays are out there for you to celebrate or commemorate or not. It's National Garbage Man Day today. Shouldn't it just be garbage person? I mean, I know a lot of women who collect the garbage. National Eat Your Vegetables Day. That should be every day. It's National Apple Strudel Day. Maybe that should be every day. It's National Cherry Tart Day. Cherries, of course, are pretty much in full swing now, so enjoy that. We're not doing any of that. We're celebrating our good friends up there in Iceland. It's Icelandic Republic Day. It was on this date in 1944, there they are, that Iceland told Denmark, we want a divorce. Actually, the date commemorates the foundation of the Republic of Iceland, which used to be a territory of Denmark, but they held a public referendum, and like 95% of the people in Iceland said, we want to do our own thing. And so they did. We have fun facts about Iceland. Iceland has the most northerly capital city in the world. Reykjavik is located just south of the Arctic Circle. There's a lot of people who live in Iceland, about 400,000 people. And of those 400,000 people who call Iceland home, about 70% of those folks live actually in Reykjavik or in the greater Reykjavik area. As far as money and development and all the other metrics, Iceland is at or near the top. You look at the top 10 lists for wealth and development and technology, Iceland is way up there. They love their books in Iceland. Iceland has the highest number of bookstores per capita in the world. They have long winters. There's nothing better to do than to read, I guess. In fact, they're so into books that around 10% of the population of Iceland will publish a book themselves. That ain't bad. This I like a lot. You have to be able to swim competently to graduate from Iceland Public Schools. Swimming courses are mandatory, and you must pass a swimming course to graduate high school in Iceland. Iceland is a member of NATO, but they don't have an army. A regular army, anyway. 2 other fun facts about Iceland. Beer was banned in Iceland until 1989 for reasons I didn't bother to look up. And Iceland hasn't had a McDonald's since 2009. They had one McDonald's. It was in Reykjavik. They closed 16 years ago, and they've never reopened. So don't be looking for a Big Mac in Iceland. You ain't going to find one. Happy birthday, Iceland. on this date in 1944. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history. 250 years ago today, June 17, 1775, the Battle of Bunker Hill. And in case you forgot, we lost. Yeah, the Colonists, the Revolutionary War didn't start out real good for us. The British forces had a lot of casualties. We did a lot of damage, but the British forces actually won the Battle of Bunker Hill. But the most important thing that the British took away from it is that, darn, those Americans are going to fight. We didn't think that was going to happen. We thought we'd win 3-4 battles, they would quit, and we would just go back to letting King George run the joint. But no, it revealed that the revolutionaries were really willing to fight for their independence, which, by the way, we won. Spoiler alert there. 140 years ago today, June 17, 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrives in New York Harbor. They built it in Paris. They built it in a way where they could take it apart because it was a gift to the Americans. You can't ship the whole thing over in one big piece. It don't work that way. So they built it, they took it apart, they put it in crates, they shipped it across the Atlantic, and it landed in New York Harbor. All we had to do was build the pedestal to put the statue on. So they took the torch off the statue and they toured it all over New York City to raise interest in building a platform, building the pedestal, and didn't work. It took another year for the pedestal to be built because they couldn't raise any money. In fact, both Boston and Philadelphia offered the French, they said, we'll pay for a pedestal if you move the statue to Boston Harbor or Philadelphia. But they said, no, this is for New York. They eventually, as you know by now, raised the dough. 62 years ago today, June 17, 1963, the United States Supreme Court rules by a vote of 8-1 in Aberdeen School District v. Shep that school-sponsored prayers and school-sponsored Bible readings in classrooms in public schools was unconstitutional. A lot of schools began their school day with the teacher leading the kids in prayers, and the Supreme Court said that violates the separation of church and state. As you might imagine, for the conservative members of the Congress, they didn't like that at all. They reacted by drafting more than 150 resolutions to overturn the ruling by a constitutional amendment. It's never come close. That was 62 years ago today. 53 years ago today, June 17, 1972, a couple of weeks earlier, 5 White House operatives broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel and placed a bunch of bugs all over the place to listen in on conversations and in phone calls. And after 2 weeks, all they heard was receptionists making hair appointments and office gossip and stuff that didn't do them any good at all. So on June 17, 1972, 53 years ago, they went back in to put more bugs in. Virgilio Gonzalez, Bernard Barker, Eugenio Martinez, Frank Sturgis, and James McCord. This time, they got caught. A security guard figured something is not right, called the cops. The cops came. They arrested the 5 of them. 4 of them nobody knew, but James McCord was in charge of security for the committee to re-elect the president, and so began the saga that would last over the next 2 years. Watergate has its beginnings on this date 53 years ago today, and they got him. June 17, 1994, O.J. surrenders the televised low-speed highway chase. O.J. Simpson is arrested for the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, and we all know what happened in October of the following year. Birthdays. Let's do them. One heavenly birthday. The greatest woman in American history. I'm just kidding, but come on. She invented the chocolate chip cookie. Ruth Graves Wakefield, born on this date in 1903, just outside of Boston, developed the chocolate chip cookie recipe during World War II, and then she would send them off overseas to soldiers stationed in units that were based out of Massachusetts. So all these Massachusetts-based soldiers were getting all these care packages of chocolate chip cookies, and they would share them with their companions and their comrades in arms who were from all over the country. And it didn't take very long for hundreds and hundreds of soldiers wrote back home saying, "Send me Toll House chocolate chip cookies." Wakefield was inundated with letters from all over the world saying, "What's your recipe? These are really good." And thus began the chocolate chip cookie. And as the popularity of the Toll House chocolate chip cookie increased, Nestle's sales of semi-sweet chocolate bars also spiked, so they worked out a deal. Andrew Nestle and Ruth Wakefield sat down. They made a business arrangement. Wakefield gave Andrew the right to use her cookie recipe and the Toll House name for $1 and a lifetime supply of Nestle chocolate. And then Nestle began to make chocolate chips specifically to be put into the Toll House chocolate chip recipe, and they put it on their package. And they are good. Ruth Graves Wakefield. And Kendrick Lamar is 38 years old today. It's hard to believe that To Pimp a Butterfly has been out for 10 years. Happy birthday, Kendrick. I thought his halftime show at the Super Bowl was fine. I liked it a lot, quite honest. Good job, Kendrick. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. It's going to be cool this weekend. If your air conditioner isn't working and you got to turn it off for a few days so it can get fixed, this will be a good time to do it. And then give Alpine Air a call. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Listen to your HVAC system and then listen to the experts of Alpine Air. Mike Magnotti comes out with some pretty interesting thoughts. For instance, what if God had a Facebook page? And then we're talking Rockfest 2025 at the Rock Island Golf Course coming up on Saturday, June 28th. Jim Zumini will be joining me and the pro at the Rock Island Golf Course live in the studio when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
The joys of sitting in traffic, burning gas, donating your paycheck to parking enforcement. Or you could join us this June for Ride Transit Month. On Link, you ride for free, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Link's electric buses run on clean local hydropower. Thanks, Columbia River. So while you're saving some cash, you're also saving a planet. So hop on board Link for Ride Transit Month. Stress-free, wallet-friendly, eco-smart.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. And I was once asked, in the world's history, what group of people have been the most persecuted and oppressed? And I said the Jews. And although I was close, I wasn't correct. The right answer is women. Throughout human history, often unfortunately supported by a misogynist interpretation of Scripture, women have been oppressed, abused, and relegated to a subservient position in our society. Now, although this situation has improved, this insecure, male-driven attitude still continues, and what also continues is the oppression of our female counterparts is often blamed on God, who would be posting shaking my head on Facebook if God actually had a Facebook account. He doesn't, does he? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, The fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday Artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Saturday, June 28th, the place to be is the Rock Island Golf Course. It is the 109th annual Rock Fest, put on by the city of Rock Island and a bunch of cool sponsors. Is that right? It's the 109th Rock Fest?
It's 109, 110. One
Something
of those.
like that.
I mean, it's a little. You're older than me, so probably not, but you'd know.
Jim Zumidi is the clerk and the treasurer of the city of Rock Island. How's the checkbook doing for the town?
It's doing great.
Yeah.
Yes, the little city's in good shape.
People have really fallen in love with Rock Island, and you have to be proactive in that. It's growing development-wise, Jim. The infrastructure is the key.
Yes.
Developers will not build if they have to build everything, but if they
don't say that, Dan.
If they
we want them
contribute,
to.
I know, but the city comes in and says sidewalks, sewers, landscape. We'll do that. If we team up with the real estate developers, the people will come, and that's happened. It's grown exponentially.
One person a couple of years ago actually used the phrase "the charm and allure of Rock Island." And I mentioned that those words had never really been used together in one sentence before, but it's starting to be true.
The Leavenworth has Mayfest and Autumn Leaf Festival. Wenatchee Valley has the Autumn Leaf Festival. Cashmere has Founders Days. All the communities in North Central Washington have festivals. And one day, somebody a few years ago said, we need one too out in Rock Island.
Well, we've always had Redneck Days, which is a very popular celebration. Randy Agnew, the former mayor, now Douglas County Commissioner, this was his brainchild. He's been wanting Rockfest for years. And now we've got it, third annual.
And the
Actually, third, not 109.
109. And the Rock Island Golf Course has been great partners. Perfect.
They've
because
been awesome.
You need a lot of real estate, and by golly, golf courses, by definition, have a lot of real estate.
They have a lot of that. They have a big space.
Yeah.
It was a little dicey. We weren't sure they were going to want to have that many people, marching around and hanging out on the grass, but it works out really well. They've been great partners for this.
Talk me through Saturday, the 28th day of June, and Mr. Jim Zumidi. Walk me through Rockfest. A to Z, my friend.
All right, quickly, A to Z. We start at 1 o'clock. The first music starts at 1 o'clock. We want people to get there early. We have little parking lots, a couple places around town. Link Transit is providing shuttle from those parking lots to the golf course and back to your car. You don't have to hoof it back at the end of the night. They'll take care of you. They're going to run every 15 minutes. So, and if you're really brave and in good shape, it's about a mile. You could probably walk yourself. But, however, we're going to provide the Link Transit. We're going to go till about 10:30 that night, and we'll talk about that in a second. We've got a lot of food vendors, some barbecue. I even heard there's going to be a really nice French fry brisket cheese dish that, you know, like gut buster deliciousness. We've got some taco trucks, sandwiches, hot dogs, burgers, deep fried everything, Legend ice cream. In fact, you're going to experience the world premiere of the Rockfest flavor.
Which is?
Of ice cream. Oh, I can't tell you.
You can't say that.
I can't tell you.
Okay.
Because mostly I don't know yet. Caramel corn. There's a premium charcuterie board in the wine garden. I mean, come on, like Charm and Allure, right?
Where is the wine and beer garden physically going to be located?
You can't miss it. You're going to walk in, you're going to come to the golf course, be dropped off, and you're right there at the beer garden.
Okay.
Yes, you don't have to go inside for this. It's an outside. It's fenced off, but like every time we do this event, you buy your alcohol there, but you can wander the golf course with it. Because the entire golf course.
Smartest move you guys made is to bring in our mutual friend Robert Sandage from RLS Entertainment, so you could take all of that. The stage, the PA system, booking the entertainment. You said, Robert, it's your baby, and Robert has come through as usual.
As usual, as Robert usually does. We've got a great lineup this year. Chris Ward has been one of our champions. He's going to go on first at 1 o'clock, followed by Fred Bauer Band, an awesome local band, and the world's best Whiskey Trail will go on third, and we'll end with the Infinity Project, which is a Journey tribute band that's apparently got quite a following.
They do. They're very good. They play note for note Journey covers. The lead singer sounds so much like Stephen Perry. It's eerie. If you go and sit down in your big easy chair with probably a tent because it might be sunny, and you close your eyes, you swear you're at a Journey concert.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's going to be great, and a lot of music. And we're going to finish the night with fireworks, actual real ones shooting up into the air. Wow. Yeah, I know. Rock Island, we just kind of pushed the limits there.
So heads up for you pet owners in Rock Island. Boom, boom in the sky on Saturday night the 28th. And speaking of pets,
no pets on the golf course, please, and please no outside alcohol. We're going to provide that for you. That's just one of the rules for the golf course. We want to protect their licensing as well.
And it's understandable, and it's going to be enforced, by the way.
Yes, it will.
And for kids, don't think you can sneak it in. And for kids, our Luke will be there. Elbow the Clown will be there.
Elbow the Clown will be there.
For the kids.
Trinity Inflatables is going to be setting up their bouncy house. I'm trying to get them to one for adults too, Dan, because I thought of you. I know you want to do that one, that big giant slide.
They don't let me on bouncy houses anymore.
Oh man!
Well, last year I played golf in the tournament, and then I still have my spikes on. And I went inside the bouncy
probably
house.
Not good.
Got in trouble.
Probably not good.
Yeah.
All right, we have another special that we're doing. We're trying to get people to show up early. So one of the things we're doing is if you show up between 1 and 3, you're going to get a special gift bag, and I brought one for you, Dan.
Oh, thank you. I can have this?
No, hold on. I got stuff for you because I know the kid in you.
Oh.
You got a little whirly gig thing, and we are celebrating America. That's why we're here, right? We got one of those, and I know you were admiring my T-shirt earlier, so I got one here for you.
Cool, extra handsome. That's the size
a USA
I wear.
wristband.
Oh, cool.
And these I know you're gonna like these. A couple of really cool decals, little American flag. Oh, and some Rock Island stickers.
People say this job has no benefits. Nonsense. I get all kinds of cool stuff.
Look at these perks right here.
Yeah.
We are doing we're gonna have a raffle. When you get one of these bags, you didn't get this part though.
Okay.
Inside that bag will be a raffle ticket, and at 3 o'clock we're going to pull one of the raffle tickets out on our side. No, we're not going to take yours. We'll pull your number, and whoever number that gets, they're going to get us a season pass, family pass for 6 to Slidewaters.
Wow.
Yeah,
thank you, Slidewaters.
Yeah.
It's easy to say no than yes, and they said yes.
They said yes.
So did John Port at Real Homes. They said yes. Marston & Marston said yes. Link Transit, they don't have to do the free shuttle. They're doing it.
They've been awesome partners. Yep. And Douglas County.
Yep.
Also
Jason's going to join me just a little bit. He runs the Rock Island Golf Course, but before I forget, the tents, I mean, there's not a lot of shade at the Rock Island Golf Course, so can you bring one of those little pop-up tents?
Yes, you can.
That's all cool?
Yes, you can. We try to, if you're going to bring a big one, don't put sides on it because it's hard to see through that. Mm-hmm. Just be aware there's going to be people behind you, so try to put it in a spot that's not going to block too much of the stage.
Just be a good neighbor.
Bring your chairs.
Yep.
You can bring stuff, and we have a few special surprises planned that I haven't.
You better make them quick because I got to get Jason on.
Okay.
On
well,
board.
no, I'm not telling you what they are.
Oh, you
I'm just saying you're going to show up and you're going to see some pretty cool stuff.
One last question before I forget, because we talked about the food. And so you can basically just camp there all day. Payments, can you swipe almost everything, or do you need to bring in a little bit of cash when it comes to
no
food?
Cash. No cash. Just swipe.
Okay.
Bring a card. We'll see if we can get as much out of you as we can.
Cool. Jim Zumini, the clerk and treasurer of the city of Rock Island. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jason's going to show us how to three-putt. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority. It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The 2025 Wenatchee Pride Festival will be held on Saturday, June 21st at Memorial Park. It's an all-day party and everyone is invited to celebrate equality and inclusivity. There'll be lots of vendors with items for sale and swag, food booths galore, live performances, a youth activity area, and the return of the ever-popular Queer Garden. More information is available at wenatcheepride.org.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
It's one of the crown jewels if you're a Linkster like I am in north central Washington. They fell under the same ownership group a number of years ago. I'm talking about Alta Lake up there by Pateros. I'm talking about Desert Canyon and the Rock Island Golf Course, which is
Bear Mountain.
Bear Mountain, which is by the way an incredible golf course for you walkers out there. It's Jason's joining us, by the way. He runs the show at the Rock Island Golf Course. If you want to walk a golf course, there's no better golf course than Rock Island in this area.
Yeah, it's fairly flat. We do get some breeze out there, but very flat. Couple hills are just on 9 and 10 right there, right by the clubhouse, so it's a good breather. You get to the top of the hill and then you get a break. So.
For passionate golfers in the north central Washington area, Rock Island was always the afterthought. 9 holes, goose poop, hot. Boy, is that not the case anymore. Everything has changed up there for the better.
We've been trying. Built a deck last year, trying to bring a lot of things back in the process of a new golf shop that'll be separate by Rockfest. So 2 separate areas. Harvey's been an absolutely awesome partner, and to get him in there has been great.
Golfers notice if there's a well-maintained golf course, if it plays fair, they'll come.
Yep.
They'll come, but it's all about the condition of the golf course.
Yeah. And it's been very busy start to the year.
Yeah, and it's very affordable too.
Yes.
Except you made one misprint. The twilight, this is the longest day of the year, Jason. Yes. The twilight starts
Saturday.
at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It does.
And there's still 8 hours of daylight,
yeah. But it kind of gets that rush in the middle of the day. it's hot, you know, so it gets people out there in the middle of the day, and then you kind of beat that after work rush that comes in at, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30 when they're.
A lot of people are very loyal to your golf course, aren't they?
We have a lot of members that have been there forever. Yes.
Yeah. Well, how can you account for that? Because they don't live in Rock Island. Well, some of them do, but the vast majority of the people who are regular duffers at your fine facility
I don't know if I can fully answer that.
Yeah.
I've only been here for just over a year. You know, new to the Wenatchee area. This will be my second Rockfest and Firecracker tournament. So I just think the golf course is very playable. We have a lot of different sets of tees, so you can change the yardages around. Like you said before, it's very flat, so there's not a lot of surprises out there. Everything's right in front of you. It's a good test at the same time, though. It's long. The wind can blow out there, so I think it's a good fit for everybody's game, not just the low handicapper or the high handicapper.
No, it's a fair golf course, and that's all golfers want. If you hit a good shot, you should be rewarded, and if you hit a bad shot, you should be penalized.
Absolutely.
For that. And of
I
course,
hit a lot of bad ones, so I know.
Yeah, and the greens are phenomenal.
Yes, the greens are always some of the best around. Always rolling good. John Roberts, our superintendent, has been there for 20 plus years, so he does a great job out there, knows the property very well. You know, we have a really good team out there. It's been really good to kind of see just the progression of me only being here a year, just the things that we've already done and are planning to do. So, you know, events like this help get the recognition out there. And the tournament will be in the morning. It's a 8 a.m. shotgun. It's kind of one of those weird things. So with the parking lot being full with all the food trucks, we do the tournament. It goes off at 8 a.m. It's just your generic 4-person scramble. Go have fun, enjoy the day. Breakfast will be provided with your entry from Harvey, so you get a breakfast sandwich there. And then it's just a fun morning of golf. And
last year when we interviewed you and Jim, I think it was the week of Rockfest, and he had already sold out the tournament.
It's pretty close right now.
So it's June 17th as we speak. If you want to get together with your guys,
you need to do it as soon as possible.
Get it done.
That's what I was just telling Jim when I left there yesterday. There was 4 spots open, I believe. So unless something crazy happened last night and we got a bunch come in, I believe there's 4 or 5 spots left on there. And then we will assess, because once I get that full, we have a lot of my members that have private carts. So the main reason we cut it off at the number that we do is just the cart limitations there, and then also just the parking lot limitations, because we have to block off a lot of those spots. And then the moment that tournament's done, Jim and I both have to be Nazis out there and get them moving and get them out of that parking lot so they can get down to the. And you do not have to leave. I want to make that clear. You do not have to leave. You can come back. You just got to move your car down to one of the designated parking spots around the city and take that Link Transit bus back.
Yeah, and as Jim mentioned, the
or you can go take a nap and come back later.
There you go.
I mean,
the lots will be very well marked.
So,
you can't miss it, so you can park your car. And every 15 minutes is perfect, because you're not, where's the damn shuttle? It's just going to keep going back and forth. What's your favorite hole at Rock Island?
My favorite hole, I think, is hole number 4.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Kind of go along the hill there with the water. It's not an overly long hole, but it's a difficult green, difficult approach. It's weird that that's my favorite hole, because it does not set up well for me off the tee, but I like that hole for whatever reason.
I like 8, which is pretty much the original layout. The flat part of the course is pretty much the original layout until you get to 9, 10, 11, which is part of the newer part. But I like 10.
Yeah,
I like 10 a lot.
Which is weird. Everybody knows 10, but they know it as the old driving range where I hear those stories all the time. The driving range used to be over there, and they'd hit out into the pond and had the floating driving range back in the day. So, 10 and 11 are 2 very difficult holes to start a back 9, a lot of water, 11 specifically. So it's a test right off the bat when you make the turn. You hit the 19th hole, get refills on that 6-pack, and immediately you got to get right back in the game of golf. So it's good.
What the weather is going to be like on the 28th, we don't know. It's just too far away. What I can tell you is, let's assume it's probably going to be hot.
Jim and I talked before. It's going to be perfect this year.
Okay.
We're not worried about it.
Okay, I'll make in a couple of phone calls. I got all kinds of cool stuff from Jim. What do you got for me, Jason?
I brought nothing for you. I didn't know this was a thing. Jim outshowed me.
I'll tell you what. I'll do something for you.
So
I'll do the weather forecast.
There you go.
How does that sound?
Yes.
From the National Weather Service, what are we looking at for the next 5 days to 7 days? Something like this. Sunshine today, wind this afternoon, and a high of 85. The wind will die down overnight. A little windy on Wednesday, and then very windy Wednesday night. So we have a fire weather watch for Wednesday night. Now, because of the heat, it's going to be fairly cool on Wednesday, but very strong winds and bone dry relative humidity. Thursday looks very pleasant, and then whoops, We go back the other direction on Friday. We'll be at 72. We'll be lucky, and I mean lucky, to get to the mid-60s on Saturday. We need rain. We could get a little bit of rain. Ironically enough, Saturday is the first full day of summer. Well, it's not going to feel that way. Jason, it's good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me.
Look forward to seeing you on the 28th. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.